Hopefully you can hear what I'm about to try and show you, what that was about. So if you're like me and you've been playing for a while and you're getting bored, or you're just looking for something new, or something old, or something borrowed, or something blue, then this video is for you. I'm at the stage where I'm finding I'm looking for something more progressive. And to my amazement, I discovered that we need look no further back. Yes, you heard me, back 45 or 50 years, because all been done before. And one of the leaders in the field, and probably still is, who's influenced millions and millions, if not hundreds of millions of guitarists around the world over the last 45 years at least, is the late Alan Holdsworth. Alan, well known for his extremely stretchy and very contortionistic-like chords, which I won't even profess to try and show you a few right now. But what I want to show you is just this lick, which purportedly comes off the Heavy Machinery album, or one of the songs there, and if you listen to the album closely, you might spot it. I must stress to you this, what I'm about is sharing the passion for the instrument. I want to share the passion, and when I discover something, I like to share it with you guys. And I want to explain it slowly for people like me that struggle with these things. Look, it's going to open your hand and your mind to future possibilities. If you're looking for something different, something outside sounding, something futuristic, then this is how it goes. And I'm going to go on to tell you guys more about chord structures, how to play chords on one string, and it's going to open up your mind to something you thought you knew. You might be able to do these wonderful things, but I want to explain to you in layman's terms where all that knowledge comes from, like late Eddie Van Halen and those guys. By the way, Eddie Van Halen was a huge fan of Alan Holdsworth. Their styles are totally different, but I can tell you now, Eddie would have borrowed on some of the concepts. Alan didn't often disclose exactly what he was doing, so these are ideas presented by me as my research on YouTube over thousands of hours, not only of Alan Holdsworth, but all music over the last 8 years has revealed to me. Okay, so this lick, let's get down to it. It's supposed to sound like a locomotive going down a hill when done properly, or water running down a hill or uphill if you care. That was nice and slowly. That's the first part. It's bass coming out of, the root notes are coming out of this tritone. A, E flat, and the octave. Just for you, if you're new to this stuff, a tritone is the root, the flat 5, and the octave, and you can hear that. Yep, that dark, heavy metal sound, Black Sabbath. If you're my age, you might remember that from the early 70s. I think it was Masters of Reality. What is this I see before my eyes? Anyway, right. So that's the where on the E, A, and D string where the lick comes from. 5, 7, 10, 10. I feel happy. I love it the way Alan took a dark sounding tritone basis, which is implying a bit of diminished scale or altered scale notes, and makes it, when I played it, and I'm still learning to play it, I'll stress, I hear this very happy sound. I feel happy. Okay, so the starting point. You want to get it as fluent as you can, and I'm still struggling. And you round it off with a sort of a blues lick, I guess. put some notes to it, probably best played over odd notes time signature, and it's progressive, and just see where it takes you, and chuck in some diminished. You know where it's going to go. And then sounds a bit bluesy there. So you know the devil's note from the blues scale, A minor pentatonic plus a flat 5, there and there, on the 6th and the 8th of the G string. You know about the blues note. Okay, now we're going to move on. Now, you know, a major chord on one string. I just figured this out myself a few weeks ago. I don't know if you saw my video where I talked about when I was 16, my mother was a pianist, and we had a piano and then later an organ. And I took a guitar, and I knew nothing about music theory, but I counted the notes on the guitar, the frets, and I realized they were the same as the white and black keys, each fret. And I figured out that that's a D note there at the 10th fret of the E string. I counted, well, I figured out that the F sharp is the major third, and then that is a D chord. A D, a major third, a F sharp, and an A. And I counted the distance on the notes of the piano, on the organ, because I didn't know how to play organ at all. But I could count, and I knew how a D chord looked. So I used a cowboy chord, and I figured out the notes, and then I transposed it to one string, and I figured out that's a 1. I now know it's a major third, a F sharp, and an A is a perfect 5th. So if you don't know the theory, in terms of the national numbering system developed in the late 50s in the USA, in Nashville, I believe, they assign numbers to the major scale. I'm going to play D major here for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Simple, eh? And then you go up to 14 in the next octave, etc., etc. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, blah, 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 in the next octave. Right, so now playing it on one string, the notes are D, F sharp, A. That's known as the first inversion because I started on the 1 or the root. If I start on the F sharp, it's the second note. Don't get confused now. The second note, which is the major third. From the major third to the perfect 5th. And thanks to this beautiful Paul Reed Smith guitar, I can get to the 22nd fret, which is a D note. So I'm going major third, perfect 5th. And that is a D chord played on one string in the first inversion. In the second inversion, because I'm starting on the major third, which is the second note. It's called second inversion. If I start on the A, which is the perfect 5th, and I go A, D, E, that's the third inversion, because A is the third note, but the perfect 5th. You know, 1, 3, 5. It's the third one in the sequence. Sound familiar? The last post? Now you've learned something, eh? You know the theory behind it, eh? Simple. Third inversion, first inversion, second inversion. 1, 3, 5. Using the... I got it in D major. Okay. Let's consider that again. 1, 2, 3. Then I hit the major third. 3 spaces. Then I hit them. And you can take this to your piano or saxophone in the same way. And then 1, 2. And I... You got that? 1, 2, 3 spaces. Major third. 1, 2. That's when you play first inversion. When I play second inversion, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. You can go count it all out yourself. Now you're moving to the territory of Eddie Van Halen, because he would have watched Allsworth. You go count those spaces and figure and check the notes out and check what he's actually playing a chord. Now that you know a little bit about the national numbering system, you can go figure things out now. There's actually chords behind that. Interesting, eh? 3 notes per string chords on one string. Playing a chord on one string but using tapping. I'm not trying to play Eruption for you here. It sounds like it, but I'm just trying to show you the realms of possibility. You go play around, and you're gonna now you know what you're doing. You're not just hitting random notes. You're targeting intervals. You know, we can talk about triads. That's a D chord. Sorry, that's a D chord. In the A format, in the A shape. That's an open D. That's what they call the closed triad, because the 3 notes, the 1, 3, 5 of D major, there I've got the A, there I've got the D, and there I've got the F sharp. In the A shape, it's a major triad. There's the D minor triad. You probably know it like that. Those are closed triads because the notes are adjacent on 3 strings. An open triad where the notes are spread across strings. There's a D, there's an F sharp, and there's an A. Because there's an open string, the G string, that's known as a spread triad or an open triad. It's also a D major chord. Interesting, eh? Go back on my channel, there's over 1,200 videos, especially if you go back to the first few months. I think my descriptions, if you open up my 1,200, 1,300 videos, you'll see the descriptions. Honestly, the lessons are a lot shorter, 3-5 minutes, often max. We have to take small chunks of theory and make it very understandable for you. And I wish you luck, because I just want to share my love of the instrument with you guys. And I've only discovered music theory about 4 years ago. And I tell you now, don't let anyone tell you theory is not important. And it doesn't take a long time. I might have taken 4 years to know what I know, and I can't always execute it. But what I will tell you, it's opened up my universe. And I go through rough patches where some of the music I play is absolute trash in a lot of people's eyes. But remember, I'm working on progressing. Because I was playing songs like Hey Joe, you know, when I was 14 years old. I'm now 65, by the way. 20th of January, if you're interested, you can send me a present or wish me online. 20th of January 2024. Can you believe it's almost 2024? I was born in 1959. It doesn't feel like it, but I'm still like a kid around this instrument. Now, I grew up with the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, so sometimes you'll see me with a few blacks, my age and older, or younger. You'll see us playing a bit of the Stones, and we like some Led Zeppelin, and we like doing some of my own stuff that I've introduced the band to, but we only play about 2 or 3 times a year. So just bear with us and keep an eye out. We have some injuries at the moment, so it looks like a late January start again for the full complement. And then stay tuned. I'm about to take my wife to the doctor now, so I've got to call it quits for this lesson. But thank you very much for viewing, and I'm sure she'll be fine. And I'll be back later with some more, hopefully, lessons that you might find interesting. And check out some of my jams. Some are better than others. I've told you before. I'm definitely not the world's best guitarist, but I definitely like trying, and I like to enthuse people, no matter how young or how old you are. It's just going to gather dust if it's hanging on your wall or standing in a stand. Pick it up and play it. It's going to bring you great joy. As my bass guitarist said to me recently, it's keeping me young. I got told yesterday I looked a lot younger than what I am. Well, now that I've trimmed my beard back, hopefully you agree. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you later in the next series.